The irony is that most of the stores looted during the riots were committed by black people. My point is, it's an irrational act. It's an act of aggression by people who feel neglected and turned away by the system. It's like what happened in Watts or in Chicago in '68.
That's crap. I don't buy that for a minute. Calling a riot an irrational expression of rage. That's such a cop-out. It's opportunism at its worst. It's a bunch of people grabbing any excuse they can find to go and loot a store. And the fact that these people, ripped off stores in their own neighbourhood, all that reflects is, the degree in which these people have absolutely no respect for the law, and certainly no concept of, community or civic responsibility.
But white people commit crimes against white people too.
Yeah, but they're not offing each other in record numbers across America. I mean, look at the statistics, for Christ's sake. 1 in every 3 black males is in some phase of the correctional system. Is that a coincidence? Or do these people have some kind of racial commitment to crime?
Or maybe there's a prejudice in the judicial system. You want to talk about criminal statistics, why don't you look at the social inequalities that produce them?
That's what I hate. That is exactly what I hate, Murray, because what you're doing is you're taking one thing and calling it something else, and just alleviating the responsibility these people have for their own actions. It's like saying, it's not a riot, it's rage, it's not crime, it's poverty, it's nonsense, it's bullshit. And it's exactly what happened in this trial too, because, the media, they twisted things around, so we got off focus, on these cops, on whether or not they were going to get convicted, or whether or not Rodney King's civil rights had been violated. I mean, everyone forgot about old fucking Rodney King himself. The guy's a multiple felon, by his own admission. He's high as a goddamn kite, driving 120 miles per hour down the motorway. He gets pulled over by a bunch of cops, and he attacks them. He attacks police officers, that's the bottom line. And he walked, and then some fucking dickhead with a fucking video camera who turns it on halfway through, so all we see is them attacking him. You got the police officers hitting with their clubs, kick him in the back of the head. I know, it looks severe, and everyone's all like, oh, this poor guy who attacked 4 cops, and those 4 cops end up on the stand defending themselves for using absolutely standard self-defense procedures.
Hang on, you saw the tapes and I saw the tapes, and we didn't see him hit them. I thought the cops used their batons excessively.
Who are you to say what's excessive? I think it was totally appropriate. I think they're in a better position to make that judgment call than you are. In fact, we as society grant cops a certain amount of authority to make those calls because we acknowledge their job is difficult and dangerous. Unfortunately, very few people respect that.
You're talking about respect. Mr. Junior KKK.
Look, I did not say I respect the laws. I said I acknowledge a cop's authority. I don't respect any fucking laws like fucking monkeys like Rodney King back on the street. And secondly, as you well know, I am not part of some low-rent, disorganized bunch of rednecks like the fucking KKK, so take your head out of your fucking ass.
Do you have a point? What's your point, Derek?
Alright, listen. If Danny had been walking across the street that night, and Rodney King had been driving along, hooked up on PCP, coke, whatever, and had ploughed into him, you'd be singing a very fucking different tune about him right now.
We didn't saw the tapes, and we didn't see him hit anybody, and neither did you.
He didn't happen to kill anyone, thank God. But I mean, come on, if he had though, if that fucking monkey had killed some kid, we'd be focused on Rodney King, not on these cops. Instead, he just attacked a few cops, and all of a sudden it's hands across America for this total son of a bitch. It blows my fucking mind. We have this notion that we have an obligation to help the struggling black man. Cut him some slack, let him overcome his historical injustices. It's crap. And all the stuff you're saying just fucking perpetuates it. All this liberal nonsense. Everyone's turning and looking the other way while our fucking country rots from the inside out. Lincoln freed the slaves, 130 years ago? How long does it take to get your fucking act together?
The Jews have been persecuted for 5,000 years. Do you think it's wrong to feel sensitive about anti-Semitism?